Hello there, everybody. I hope you've all had a wonderful work week. So, lost in all the run-up to content marketing world the last couple of weeks, well, was one super important news item that we kind of forgot about covering, and it's on content marketing. For years, we've been talking about how one of the best ways to launch a content marketing platform is to, well, buy one. And it looks like search engine software provider SEMrush, well, they were taking notes. On the 16th, just a couple of weeks ago, it was announced that the company had acquired Third Door Media, a media company with a number of publications in its portfolio, including Search Engine Land, Martech.org, Search Marketing Expo, and Digital Marketing Depot. It's a combination of digital publications and events, and it's one of the most meaningful content marketing acquisitions we've seen this year. But in modern marketing, is this still the right way to go? I mean, we've seen a definite pullback in owned media property launches over the last year, certainly as the decline of organic search traffic and the competition for eyeballs with social media and some of the other bigger walled gardens, well, they've really discouraged brands from the classic idea of marketer as publisher. I find it super interesting that this is, ironically, an SEO company that has recognized, or at least placed a big bet, that this whole owned media property battle, it's not over just as yet. What we could be looking at in the coming months is, well, a renaissance, if you will. Well, should we get that ready? Should we get our checkbooks ready and see what we might buy? Browse a bit? Yeah, let's do that. This is a few minutes of what's new in marketing that might help you lead your business's strategy. Let's roll. Hello, everybody. Robert Rose here with What's New in Marketing. It is about what's new in marketing, but most importantly, it's something important in marketing that we think may help you become a better leader. And if we can help you or your team with content marketing services, including custom training for your team, consultation, or ongoing implementation of your content marketing program, get on over to contentmarketinginstitute.com, fill out that form. Let's schedule a Zoom call. Let's talk. So, okay. 2 weeks ago now, we got the news that SEMrush, the search engine marketing software company, well, it acquired Third Door Media, a media company behind some of the biggest SEO publications out there. Their properties include Search Engine Land, Search Marketing Expo, Digital Marketing Depot, Martech.org, and a couple of others. It's not often these days that I get to go down a bit of a memory lane, but Third Door Media, well, it's probably one of the most storied digital marketing media companies that you just haven't heard of. Going all the way back to 1999, 2000, 2001, well, we marketers were all reeling from the disruptive changes of this new thing, this brand new thing called internet search. And this guy, Danny Sullivan, he's a super smart guy, and he was really the thought leader in this space. We all looked to Danny for what we should be doing in internet search. And he started a company, and he called it Search Engine Watch. And there was an event called Search Engine Strategies. I went to one of those Search Engine Strategy events, November of 1999. I was a fancy internet strategy consultant back in the day. And it was there that I saw this small startup company exhibiting at that conference. And they had a funny little name, and they were calling themselves Google. Anyway, Danny Sullivan and another guy by the name of Chris Selwell, well, they joined forces about 5 years later and started another publication, this time called Search Engine Land, and launched an event called Search Engine Expo, leading to some of the most forward-thinking leadership in the world of search engine marketing. The company, it was called Third Door Media, and it's been quietly in the background for decades, just providing great content and events for the last 2 decades. Along the way, they launched Martech.org and an associated event on marketing technology, and even got Scott Brinker involved. You know, the famous Martech landscape guy, got him involved with their publication. And now, all those properties have been acquired by SEMrush, the search engine marketing software company. On the Third Door Media website, SEMrush's CMO, Andrew Warden, well, he was quoted as saying, "This acquisition is, quote, part of our commitment to inspire and equip both current and future generations of digital marketers with the know-how to succeed in an increasingly competitive landscape," end quote. So, okay, carefully worded PR firm-generated executive quote aside, I'm certainly surprised that they didn't use the words, we're delighted to acquire. Nevertheless, their excitement and their commitment, make no bones about it, this is a content marketing play. In one fell swoop, they now have a first-party data access audience to incredibly valuable people, and one, by the way, that trusts and loves the content that's being made by those publications. They also get a built-in customer event, multiple events, in fact, and can immediately add a Dreamforce-like platform to their portfolio of content marketing efforts. Because SEMrush is a public company, we should hopefully get some information in the coming quarters about how they're going to account and really measure this new acquisition, as it's already a revenue-generating platform, and so it's got the potential to be a focused marketing strategy that does pay for itself in short order. A big hearty congratulations to the SEMrush team and the Third Door Media team. In my view, this is such a win-win, especially for the storied content brand such as the one that's now under the stewardship of the SEMrush team. My only caution, don't mess this up. These acquisitions can be tricky with your audience, your competitors, and it's very easy to lose the very trust that these publications have spent the last couple of decades building. This is going to be a case study that we can look at in real time, and my hope is that the strategy team at SEMrush is feeling what I'm feeling in that owned media property space. Building a portfolio of them in 2025 is a trend that may just come back. As 2024 ends, we're seeing some really interesting new projects emerge from brands that could spell a new focus on differentiated owned media as a way to generate great marketing strategy. And that's a few minutes of what's new in marketing. And if we can help you think through some of these issues, reach out, won't you? We can help. In the meantime, remember it's your story to tell. One way to tell it well is to figure out who might also be telling it well, and then acquire them, and then you tell it well. I'll see you next week.